Just 7 races remain in the 2000 NASCAR Winston Cup Series season, and for the 7th to last race, we head to the Talladega Superspeedway in Talladega, Alabama for the Winston 500 here on JRTV. This is going to be a fun one, especially with how close the championship picture is. Trey Bartow and Keegan Thompson separated by just 12 points entering the final 7 races of this 30-race season. And we're going to see who comes out on top after Talladega, the biggest wild card at the end of the season. Glad you're here watching on JRTV, as this is going to be one of the races to remember this season. We're going to be seeing pack racing, 3-4 racing all day long, and of course there's always the possibility of the big accident occurring in the middle of the field as these drivers start racing very aggressively towards the end of the race. Diving down to the apron on the back straightaway to make those passes work. Into turn 3, they have to try and sort it out, and if you make too big of a move down to the inside, you might not be able to emerge back up safely, and it could cause an accident, and it could collect multiple cars instead of just yourself and someone else here when you're running in this pack at Talladega. It is a beautiful day for racing here at Talladega, Alabama. Clear skies. There are some clouds off into the distance, but over the racetrack, it is a beautiful day. 85 degrees in terms of the temperature. There is a lot of wind here today, however. I think it might be the windiest race day we've had this season. 10 miles an hour in the east direction. The big thing about that is these cars can be affected more by the wind, and that will affect their handling. You're running in a pack very close together at near 200 miles an hour, so any little shake of the wind could cause an incident at some point. Obviously, very little chance of rain here today at Talladega. But look towards the front of the field, because there are going to be some different faces here at the front. Diego Yepes starts second. To his inside on pole, Colin Teague for Roush Racing. Roush was fastest in practice with Jordan Edwards. They got pole with Colin Teague. Can they try the trifecta and get a win with one of their drivers here today in the race? Also look out for Matthew Burnett, Luke Rennie. They start in the second row. Burnett with the new paint scheme, Under Armour coming on board for a few races here towards the end of the season. Watch for Zachary DeLello in 5th. Penny Aaronprice had some good runs as of late. Also watch for Nathan Baer, Noah Clifton, some single car teams right there. Caden Lynn, Jack Haas, Chris Jericho are the front 10. But at the front of the field, all of these smaller single car teams rose to the occasion here at Talladega in qualifying. Yepes in 2nd, Baird in 6th, Clifton in 7th, Stanworth Jr. in 11th, Logan Williams 13th, Mills in 14th, 15th for Brandon Beal, 16th for Jacob Boyd. Baby Rose starts 20th, Evan Hunter in 19th, while some of the bigger names faltered in qualifying. Conrad Evans, maybe the highest of the big names, will start in 25th. Brett Sierra starts back in 28th. Keegan Thompson, second in points, starts back in 30th. Trey Bartow, the points leader, starts back in 37th. Matt Swallows qualified 39th, but failed inspection. He'll be starting back in 41st. 42nd. Riley Spurgeon will be in 41st. So a lot of those big name teams start towards the back of the field. All 300 cars qualified outside the top 25 as they've been the team to beat this season. They're all starting towards the back of the field and in the danger zone at the beginning of this race. So some track facts. Obviously, the Talladega Superspeedway in Talladega, Alabama, 2.66 miles in length, and some massive banking here at Talladega. 33 degrees in the corners, 18 degrees in the travel you see right there, and 3 degrees anywhere else on the straightaways here at Talladega. Opened in 1969, first race here back in 1981. The past 5 winners here at Talladega: Trey Rainey along with Nat Wagner, Griffin Lynn, Trey Rainey again, and Trey Bartow. Those are the last 5 winners here of this race, the second Talladega race in a year. 38-lap racing, no worries about fuel. The drivers have enough fuel to make it the whole distance in their tanks for now. So we're getting down to time for the green flag here in the Winston 500 at Talladega. Let's go down track to fire these cars up for one of the craziest races of the season.
Drivers, start your engines.
Beasts roar to life here at the Talladega Superspeedway in Talladega, Alabama, as we get ready to do battle around this 2.66 mile behemoth of a racetrack in Alabama. Ghost Man starting in 3rd place. Matthew Burnett, Roush Racing, has had a great race weekend so far. winning in practice, winning in qualifying. They're looking to win in the race, and what better driver to do than Matthew Burnett? He started the season very, very strong for Roush Racing, but has faded as of late and has fallen in points. He was one of the bound for the top 5 in points with the likes of Joe Gibbs Racing, Richard Julius Racing, and Henry Motorsports. But now he's looking for his second win of the season, that number 16. Looks strong here today at Talladega. Can he end it out is the question. We'll have to see after 38 laps. Go to the back of the field because that's where many of our big names are starting, including the man in 30th. As we'll get to him, Keegan Thompson, the 5. In the 3 previous Super Speedway races of the season, first, and third. 2 wins, 1 in the 500, 1 earlier in the season at Talladega, and a 3rd place in the night race at Daytona. If he wants to get back to the points, then the best way to do that would be to sweep the Talladega races. Keegan Thompson starts 30th today. Obviously, his bad starting spot at Bristol attributed to that bad finish and losing the points lead to the man starting back in 37th today. Trey Bardo also started poorly at Bristol, moved through the field, got a top 15 out of his race. Now Bardo has another bad qualifying spot, but at a track where it doesn't really matter. He knows he can make his way through the field easily at Talladega if he wants to. His main goal is going to be to try and get their lead laps for 5 bonus points and be there when it counts. He followed Thompson up into the top 5 in the Daytona night race. He was on his side in the Daytona 500, and earlier season at Talladega didn't show much success there. We'll see how Bardo does here in 38 laps at Talladega. Pace car to pit road. Now it's 3 Fords in the front 4 positions. Colin Teague, Diego Yepes, Matthew Burnett, Luke Rainey the top 4, DeLello and Baird on the 3rd row as they come down into the restart zone for the green flag. We are underway in the Winston 500 at Talladega. You'll see off turn 2 as they try to make moves down this back straightaway. They're going to dive all the way to the apron. You'll see that all race long, all 38 laps. They're going to dive down as low as they can to protect whatever runs they can. Team trying to stay in front of teammate Burnett as they race up to turns 3 and 4 for the first on today. And already the dive down to the apron has created some 4 wide scenarios in the pack. They can do that here at Talladega. It's a lot wider than Daytona, but it's always very, very sketchy. Merchant back up at the entrance of turn 3. Counting from pole will lead the first lap of the Winston 500. Noah Clifton in the 32, up to 2nd. Jack Haas, who's top 10 in points for Bill Davis Racing, pushing Clifton to the middle lane. Haas to the inside for 2nd. He has Logan Williams and Lathan Strickland with him. Jacob Boyd, Evan Hunter also moving nicely through the fields. They race through turns 1 and 2. That pack already mostly 3 wide, some 4 wide. Haas to the inside, down the back straightaway. You can see that pack fly by. Now Logan Williams wants to step out. He'll go to the inside as the race off into turns 3 and 4. Logan Williams down there. Look at Brandon Beal. Back to the 94. Saw a hole in line. His Spires probably telling him to try and get down low. But Iger filled the hole to the inside. The 14 grabbed that spot. Williams and Strickland lead off turn number 4. The 11 on the outside. The 33 on the inside. Already for the back of the field. It is getting dicey. Yeah, you get 42 cars deep. And at the start of this race, that's where big things could happen. See, Keegan Thompson already moved his way up inside the top 5. 4th on the inside for the 5 car. Keegan making his name known at the front of the field as one of these restricted play aces. Strickland led that lap. Evan Hunter wants to lead this one. The 36 moves out front. Conrad Evans wants to do his best to keep Keegan behind him because he doesn't want that 5 to lead lap for 5 bonus points to help his teammate Trey Bardo out. But Keegan will step to the inside, heads up from teammate Brett Sierra. They all filter down the backstretch, trying to move out and make some passes work. Now 300 cars are on the inside at the front of the field. Yeah, it's Keegan, Brett, and Justin. They've all found their way from 28th, 30th, and I think it was 34th on the grid. They're now 1, 2, 3, but Zero steps down teammate Thompson. That's not what Keegan wanted to see because he might not lead this lap. There'll be 3 wide. The 100 cars will in lap 3. Very impressive that all 3 got to the front, but Keegan doesn't get to lead the lap. It will be Justin Seidel, the lowest starting 100 car, to lead that lap. Look at that pack already. Riley Spurgeon from 41st. Here he is now for 2nd. Trey Bardo from 37th. Up for 3rd. Jack Haas behind him. Starting inside the top 10. Yes, you can see already where drivers start and how it's kind of affecting the running order. Bardo goes 3 wide. He wants to lead this lap. Conrad Evans, his teammate behind him. This could be big for the 3 car. Remember, you lead lap, it's 5 bonus points. Lead the most lap, it's 5 more bonus points. Bardo wants to do anything he can to keep that third one behind him. So lead lap right here for 5 bonus points. But Evans will step out on teammate Trey Bardo because Evans is still technically in this championship fight. I mean, Evans is only about 176 points back. It seems like a lot, but he can definitely get it done. And he'll get the lap led for 5 bonus points. Matheus Wells started 42nd, last place in this race. Well, now he's moving up on the inside and passing Conrad Evans for the race lead on lap number 5. Anderson Reed moving nicely up on the inside. Eli Bright, the 8th, also there, trying to recover after a disappointing end to his race at Bristol in the Food City 500, running inside the top 10, but wrecked because of lap car shenanigans in front of him, and Eli had nowhere to go. His teammate Hernandez got 3rd place in that race, and Hernandez also started back with Eli towards the back of the field, but here they are, both moving up nicely. Hernandez actually just made a 4-wide pass at the inside of Lawrence, Colin Teague, and someone else on the outside. I think it was Jack Haas and Zidell. Anderson Reed leads into the tri-oval. Jordan Edwards, fastest in practice, will step out 3 wide. This is 3 wide for the race lead. Through the tri-oval they come. Who leads lap number 5? It's Jordan Edwards on the inside. Great boost there. Edwards leads to turn number 1. Has up from Walker Davis, who's down one of the bottom few in points. Hernandez, the 1, got his first top 5 of the season at Bristol. Moves up to 3rd, right where he finished in that Food State 500. Here comes Luke Rainey. Controversy at Bristol. He was the lap car that caused the shenanigans, which caught up many of the front runners. Luke saw his teammate Mitchell Collins go out and win at Daytona earlier this season. He wants to do the same at Talladega, but there's 4 wide racing all around this front 10. Look at Laura Chung and Chris Jericho on the inside, forcing to the inside. Look at that pack of cars. Oh, there they go! In the wall hard, and we have a car on its side. It's Conrad Evans. Eli Bright also involved. Evans upside down the 31. Matthew Burnett involved. Trey Bardo's in it. The 3 is in it. Evans gets hit hard by Roger Ray, and it's still tumbling on top of Roger Ray at the end of it all. The yellow is out at Talladega. Jordan Edwards leads in the 97. Where was Keegan Thompson all that? The 5 car. There he is. He may have gotten away scot-free. Thompson in 16th may be clean, but we know Trey Bardo is not clean. The 3 had front-end damage. There he is. Look at the front end and the side. Not good at all if you're on the camp of Richard Childress Racing. Evans is going to be done, and that's possibly his championship hopes done. But now Trey Bardo, he's got to try and that crew gonna have to. This could be one of those times where being a lap car, you may not like it, but you're gonna have to do it, because for Trey Bardo, they need to stay in this race, get as many points as they can, and hope that maybe another crash or 2 happens, and they can gain some points off that. But Bardo definitely have to come down pit road to repair that. Brandon Beal behind him has similar damage. There's Keyshawn Richardson. He had mechanical issues in practice, which put him out of that for a little bit. He has not had much pace so far this weekend, and he's involved. His teammate Burnett involved. Roger Ray driving away, and Evans, I think, already out of this race, as Jordan Edwards, another Roush car, leads. In fact, it's a few Fords at the front, as once again, 3 of the top 4 are Fords here under the first yellow. It was a big accident towards the front of the field, and as was mentioned at the start, if one driver makes a small mistake, a lot more could be collected, and that's exactly what happened. Evans, though, takes the worst of it. He was on his lid in the 31. Let's go see what happened. First yellow out in the Winston 500 at Talladega. If you want to know what happened, watch Yepez Burnett Hunter. It was just a little bit of a squeeze play right there, and up the track they go, and nowhere for any of these drivers to go. Look at Evans. He got lifted up off the ground by teammate Barn. Look at Keegan Thompson in the 5 car on the inside. Mitchell Collins through the middle. Thompson actually does hit Burnett right there. How bad is the damage on the 5 car? Because he really is hitting right there. But Evans now on his lid, sliding down the racetrack. But the hits are not done for the 31 car, as he's still on his lid, just kind of sliding around. Into it's going to come Roger Ray. There's Richardson hitting Eli Bright. Jay Reno taken to the grass, trying to avoid it in the 22. But for Conrad Evans, this is not over, as in will come some more drivers. You can see, I don't think Roger Ray could see because of the cars in front. He hits Evans right there. It sends the car up in the air, now digs into the ground, and it starts doing a few more tumbles. So Conrad Evans, a scary crash in the 31, as it was many, many cars involved in this big accident early on in the Winston 500. Here is another look at it. And just Hunter, Burnett, Yepez, a squeeze play into the wall. Anderson Reed up off the ground. There's Burnett getting hit. Collins through the middle of it. Caden Lynn and Lawrence did a great job. Baird may have missed it. Colin Teague Some other cars did a really good job getting through that, but we're going to have to take a look at another view of this just to see everything that happened in this massive accident here at Talladega. All happening on lap number 6 here at Talladega. 6 of 38. Look at, oh, Boyd barely missing it. Ruiz unfortunately got collected. See, a lot of cars did a great job just slamming on the brakes. A few just got, unfortunately, hit as they were trying to drive away. See, 2 of the 300 cars back there. Sierra and Zidell, I think, did a great job. Iger as well, maybe even Jack Haas. So a lot of cars did a good job, but that is the first yellow flag. It was a massive crash, and it's going to take a few championship front runners and put them towards the back of the field. Jordan Edwards in the 97 looking to win as the replacement in that 97 ride. Edwards leads the Winston 500 early on here at Talladega. Lights are out atop the pace car. We'll be going back green with 30 laps of racing to go at Talladega. Still lots of time left for more crazy issues to happen during this race. Look at the cars out. Conrad Evans will get last place points here today. Not good for the man who came in 3rd in the point standings. Roger Ray, Keisha Richardson, and Brandon Beal also taking their cars to the garage. Think about Ray, Richardson, and Beal. They don't have much to fight for in terms of points. That's possibly why they have taken their cars to the garage, because they're trying to repair them, get back out there. They don't want to impact anything like that. We do have some cars that did come in and repair, and they'll be back out there, like Eli Bright, Matthew Burnett, Evan Hunter, Jack Haas, Matt as well as there's Bardo. Obviously, big there for that 3 car to get whatever they can. Bardo currently scored in the 33rd position, just behind Yepez. We'll see what he can do with no hood on that car. He's actually side by side with Yepez at the moment. So at the front, it's Jordan Edwards, Luke Rennie, Anthony Hernandez, Jordan Stout, Lord Chung. Then you have Agita, Jericho. How about Corbett, Davis, and Kukulan? That's the front 10 for the restart here on lap number 9. 30 laps to go. Green flag back in the air at Talladega. Too good of a restart for Luke Rennie. He can't pass the inside before the start finish line. He knows that. He has to go to the outside of Jordan Edwards, but obviously the long way around with no lifting, that's going to hurt the 2 car actually in the long run here. Yeah, Jordan Stout, similar story there in the 88. In fact, Luke will be taking that 88 ride at the start of next season. As Hernandez moves to second now as a shot for the lead on Jordan Edwards. Jericho taking it to the apron. And already some of the slower cars back there. Bardo, one of them. Wells and Yepez and all these others as they're 3 wide for the race lead. Lord Chung to the inside of the 23 car, battling it out. Chris Jericho, her helper, in the inside lane. Kukulan also down there as the pack already gets 3 wide, not even a lap after the restart. Chung to the top spot as they enter the trial. Chris Jericho with her on the inside. Sebastian Kukulan, Aaron Reed. There's Keegan Thompson. Did hit off the 60 a little in the crash, but doesn't look like it's affecting that 5 car much. Thompson still going strong on the inside lane and looking to lead lap for 5 bonus points here. As Jericho steps out, he'll grab the lead in turns 1 and 2 from the 23 car. Nolan Lawrence still up here. Colin Teague, Nathan Barrett. A lot of cars still clinging onto that draft. Yeah, last car in the draft is going to look like it's going to be Jacob Boyd or Jose Mills. Right now, they're back around the 29th or so position. So we should have nearly 30 cars still in the main draft. And you have to wonder maybe, I saw the 5 car couldn't suck up to the 40 that well because Aaron Reed kind of left him. Is the 5 car only good because of the draft? And if he's out front leading a lane, is he not going to be able to pull that group like he should be able to? That's going to be something to watch here. If the 5 ever gets to leading a lane, does he kind of hurt that lane because there's no one in front of him to punch the hole in the air? We're going to find out right here, I think. He's going to look out on Aaron Reed to turn 1, but he's going to get behind him for now. Reed led that last lap to turn 1. So it's Aaron Reed leading. It looks like that back into that Chevrolet a little bit punched in. Keegan Thompson in second might have some front end troubles that could be affecting the aerodynamics and could be punching a hole in the air and might not be good for the 5 cars. There you can see right there, I think he is lacking just a little bit. I think he's still going to get to the inside of Aaron Reed, but I think it is hurting that performance of the 5 car just a bit, having that damage on the front end. And it's not a lot of damage, but it's just enough, I think, to be hurting the performance of that 5 car. 4 wide for the back of the pack as they race through 3 and 4. Walker Davis Hernandez in the middle. Up top, Chris Jericho. Thompson still struggling. See if there, Reed pulling him off 4. It might actually get to lead this lap. So yeah, Thompson not working out, leading a lane. He has just enough to keep it beside the guy, but the 40, yeah, right there cleared him. So now Keegan Thompson I think his main goal is going to be to try and just stay with the draft. If he ever loses the draft, he is done. He'll be free falling. But the fact that he has the draft is good enough for the 5 car at the moment. Nathan Baird for Joe Bessie Racing leads now. Zachary DeLello for Petty Enterprises moves up to second. Riley Sprinter for the last row moves up 3 wide on the inside. Brett Sierra also started poorly. The 25 coming up on the inside. So you think about, Keegan Thompson, I don't think he's going to have the power to win this race unless something big happens. So, two-time Super Speedway winner this season out of it. Think about what other winners are up here. Zidell and Sierra up here. Not many others. Mitchell Collins up here in the 12, but the likelihood of a new winner here today at Talladega, massive. Could we see a first-time NASCAR Winston Cup Series winner? It's looking more and more likely. The big candidates to try and ruin that, obviously the one leading, Sierra. Zidell looking for back-to-back. Mitchell Collins looking for a second straight at a super speedway. They're all drivers that can break that string of maybe a first-time winner occurring here. Nathan Strickland also still up here. Remember, he won earlier in the season at the California Speedway, so he can also try and break that trend. Jacob Boyd had to come down pit road. I think he had some damage on that 21 car. They wanted to make sure there wasn't going to be a tire rub or anything. They came down pit road, pulled the fenders out, got that car back going. Now he's up to 4th in the 21. So Wood Brothers Racing, Jacob Boyd have brought a fast hot rod here at the Talladega Super Speedway. Mitch Corbett breaking low for Haas Car Motorsports. TJ, their team owner, has to be thrilled as both his cars are currently up in the main draft. Nolan Lawrence somewhere in here. He restarted up here. He's just a little bit further back. I think he's the row behind the 4 wide. There he is, just behind Keegan Thompson, actually. Front view getting single fouled out behind Brett Sierra. So he leads for Hendrick Motorsports in the 25. Here comes Jamie Stewart Jr., a driver who really had a shot to win the Daytona night race. Came out just a little bit short. He actually doesn't have any help to make that move work, and actually loses spot to Mitch Corbett if he's not careful. So far, they're staying committed behind the 25 of Brett Sierra. It looks like he has a pretty good car. First time, he got up front, and now he's kind of controlling the race at this moment. No one's been able to do that once getting the lead so far today. Hernandez shoved aside by Logan Williams in car number 11. Williams to the inside as they race off into the tri-oval. Now the tri-oval. Still Brett Sierra leading in the 25. This pack just has contained 4 wide scenarios, not anything that would be hold your breath moment. At the moment, it's just 1 row of 4 wide here and there. A lot of single file, a lot of double file, a little bit of triple file as well, but otherwise this pack pretty well contained at the moment, as the last car in it is currently Hagita back in 28th. So we have 28 cars in the draft. Wells and Yepes, their partners all the way down 36th. And he will definitely be a lap car by the end of this race. If it goes green the whole way, he'll be caught at least once, maybe twice. As you can see, also Hunter and Ruiz will off the pace. They'll be the first 2 lap cars we catch, and they'll be together. They're drafting together. Logan Williams for the lead on Brett Sierra. I thought the 25 wouldn't be touched for a while, but the 11 showing that he has some speed and some pace in that 11 car. Williams now leads that lap, and the guy who restarted this race in front, Jordan Edwards, to the inside. He'll take the lead away. Mitchell Collins, winner of the Daytona night race just earlier this season. Collins moves up to 2nd. Behind him, Chris Jericho. Behind him, Nathan Strickland. Also forgot about Chris Jericho. He's up here. He won a race earlier this season and was kind of hiding back there towards the back of the pack. But now he's starting to make his way known. Look at that. Just shoved to the inside. Collins and kept that run going to the inside. Jordan Edwards. Jericho leads through turns 3 and 4. Think about Chris Jericho. I mean, if there was maybe a track where you could pinpoint his his downward spiral of what was mid-season, probably point to Talladega earlier in the season, where he was at a shot to maybe win it, and then lap traffic held him up, and then after that race, it looked like everything kind of went bad for him. He had some second places here and there, but it wasn't the consistent performances that we had seen out of Jericho earlier this season, which had gotten him towards the points lead. But now he's trying to, it's not going to be a championship caliber run to end out the season, but he's just looking to get something out the end of this season. As DeLello leads in the 43, but Zidell for another Hendrick car takes it to the bottom 3 wide, heads up from Luke Rainey and Sergio Higuita along with Riley Spurley too. Nice to see all these smaller teams are running well. Higuita running now up into the top 3. Team Sapco with Anderson Reed running well in the 40. Katie Lynn also back there. Luca Iger for AJ Foyt Racing. Walker Davis for Tyler Jet Motorsports. And all these just smaller teams that on a week-to-week basis would not get the opportunity to run this well they could be winners at the end of the day if it all works out. Zaydell led that last up in the 24, but now Higuita moves to the inside for the race lead. Heads off from Riley's Bird Tube and Jay Randall. Those Bill Davis racing cars looked pretty sporty in practice. Now you have Randall up inside the top 3. Laura Chung's up here. I don't know if Jack Haas is up here in the 93. Haas is, yeah, he's back there in that kind of the slower car mess. So unfortunate for Haas there. Looks like he got some damage in that last accident. Well, Randall leads, but unfortunately for the pack, 2 lap cars will be caught within the next lap. Ruiz and Hunter, and they might be battling. And if they don't sort this single file back, or this double file back down to single file, could be big trouble for the pack of leaders bearing down on them, as we now just have 20 laps to go. Sebastian Kugelon for Roush Racing leads. Colin Teague, the pole sitter, coming back up towards the front, but there they are. Hunter and Ruiz about to be caught here through 1 and 2. If I'm Hunter, just stay to the middle right there and give Kugelon the bottom. That's not what he did, though. He holds up the whole inside. Kugelon's going to drive to the inside in front of Caden Lynn. Now the outside, the middle lane's not going to be the place to be, but can Colin Teague try and use that middle to get through? I think Teague might be able to use the middle right here and just get 2 lanes through. Look at Nathan Barrett, how he shoved to the inside of Stanworth Jr. Got him some spots. And right now there is only 1 lane to go, and that's the bottom lane. You do not want to be anywhere but the bottom at this point. A few cars break away. The rest of the pack has to try and filter through somehow. Colin Teague going to try and use the middle and do that, and will. Now a lot of the field gets by Evan Hunter. Only a few cars caught by the 36. That's Iger, Rando, Higuita, and Zaydell. They have to get low as quickly as possible here, because then they'll also get by the 9 of Ruiz. And Iger still halted. That might be his race done. He'll get around the outside, but he has Ruiz then to deal with as well. And yeah, that might be even Zaydell and Rando and Higuita still. That might be just 4 cars out of it now. Zaydell's going to be close to stay with the pack. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it with Rando and Higuita. Iger might be just out of it right there. Just so much momentum lost. And he might even get... He almost got blocked out by Ruiz right there. Tough break for Iger for AJ Ford Racing. But now Cyril moves back out in front. Remember, we got back out in front last time. He held it for a few laps, but this time it might be a little bit shorter lived as Hernandez in the 1 jumps to the inside for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated and Dale Lightning. Obviously very pleased with how both cars ran at Bristol. Obviously was very disappointed with what happened to Eli, but said, you know, Eli had a really good car and was going to put both cars inside the top 10 if that accident didn't happen. Well, now Lightning, I think his next goal will be to win one of these races, and Talladega with Hernandez could be the place to do it. Zaydell's going to catch on. He latches on with the draft. Rando and Higuita will possibly be able to do that as well. And now we have Logan Williams leading for Brett Bodine Racing. Luke Rennie and teammate Mitchell Collins moving up nicely, but Collins goes to the middle. Luke Rennie stayed bottom, and kind of just a failure to coordinate there of the Penske Racing Fords. We have a lot of Fords lined up with the 2, the 6, the 97, the 11, all at the front. But now Colin Teague leaves Luke Rennie because I think he wants to go with his teammate Jordan Edwards for Roush Racing. He doesn't care about Fords, he cares about his teammate more. And they'll make the move to the inside. Those 2 fast Roush Racing Fords move aside, and they'll lead in turns 1 and 2. Colin Teague and Jordan Edwards. Teague, remember, started on pole. Edwards was fastest in practice. Well, here they are, 1-2 in the Winston 500 after the midpoint. 2 more lap cars to catch. One of them, Trey Barlow. The other one's going to be Eli Bright. Where do they go, and who do they hold up? And if you're Bardo, this may be a cheap shot, but do you look for the 5 of Keegan Thompson when you're thinking about which lane you want to go in? I don't know if he would do that. I think he'd want to win this championship heads up, but you never do know what games these teams could be playing now. As Jordan Edwards now leads, 3 wide for second. Conti getting a nice boost as Stanworth and Spurgeon don't help each other. Teague should get clear in second right there. And does. 16 laps to go. Pack mostly 3 wide. 3 cars get down in front of Jamie Stanworth Jr. as he'll be 4th. Spurgeon will be 5th. Keegan Thompson on the inside lane as we'll catch Bardo and Eli Bright this lap. Up the backstretch of the race. Colin Teague to the inside of Jordan Edwards trying to block off now the 11 of Logan Williams. Bardo looks for a pass on Eli Bright just as the pack is about to catch them. Now Thompson's in the middle back there as Colin Teague will take the lead. Obviously, you always want to be the leader when you catch lap traffic, give a lot more range of where he could go. rather than being back in the pack 2 and 3 wide, as now Teague looks to try and use a little bit of a slingshot on Bardo, and Bright looks to try and maybe go through the middle of the 3 and the 8. And it looks like it might actually work out for him right here, but Bardo's going to come up in front of him and get the inside of the lane. Now Teague can try and get to the middle right here. Oh, Williams shoves up because of Kukulan to his inside. Teague will go to the middle. So now 2 lanes are going to get through rather than just 1. That's really good for this pack. They can filter through, and I think easily most of these drivers can try and latch on. Kukulan leads. Mitch Corbett to the inside of the back stretch. Lathan Strickland and Chris Jericho. They'll look to go beneath the apron. Back there, you see the 3 and the 8. There's holding the outside lane. There's Thompson. He gets down, and Bardo's not going to chase him down. He wants to just let him go. Now they moved down to the middle. That's not the best move right there, because they just held the outside. Everyone would be able to get by in the middle and the inside, but now they're kind of hurting there. As now Jericho moves out on Strickland for the lead. Bardo and Bright trying to let most of the pack going, but let's see who can latch on to the draft. I would think all these guys could. It just depends on if the 3 and the 8 stay committed to that 3rd lane rather than move down to where they were in the 2nd lane. Gordon Edwards might actually be the one to get caught out here in the 97. He has to quickly get low right there, and I don't think he did it in time. He and Stimworth might actually lose the draft here. So a tough break for the driver, fastest in practice, as now they're side by side in front of him. Jordan Edwards' shot to win is possibly dashed right there. Back up to the front. Jericho led that last lap. Now for Petty Enterprises, Zachary DeLello in the 43 leads. Hagita the 2nd. How about those 2 smaller teams at the front? Another 3rd smaller team, Walker Davis and Tyler Jet Motorsports also up here. Laura Chung for Bill Davis Racing. Oh, Hagita tried to make a move to the middle. Chung was already down to the inside. Now they'll be 3 wide. DeLello clears the 77. Doesn't clear the 23 though. They'll be side by side for the race lead. 13 laps to go at Talladega. DeLello still leads in the 43, trying to get clear of Laura Chung, but Chung keeps the fight to the inside lane. Colin Teague, Hernandez also moving up on the inside. A lot of cars just trying to latch on with that draft. Lord's one of the last of them. Stanworth also trying to in the 71. See how badly Jordan Edwards was hurt. He's still trying to keep with the draft. It's very close, but I don't know if he's going to be able to. It's going to be very, very hard for him. He needs to really, really hope that they get 2, 3, 4 wide in front of him. They can punch a really big hole in the air. Now Anthony Nance, the 1, leads this race. Caden Lind is 2nd, Delta 3rd. Nathan Barrett up on the inside as well. A lot of cars are running wild. Oh, Kukulan's pitting. An issue for Roush Racing, Sebastian Kukulan. He has to come down pit road with an issue. And a tough break there for the driver of the 17. Edwards is back, and it went Stanford Jr. What an impressive recovery for those 2 drivers right there. Now Zidell in the 24 leads. Sierra also there on the inside. The next lap traffic will catch Ryan Wilson as it goes ways up the road. So if we're going to catch him, it's going to be one of those right at the end of the race scenarios. We'll probably catch the 36 and 9 again. The 8 and the 3 being caught again is definitely questionable. Nathan Baird for Joe Bessie Racing leads this race. Jordan Stout in the 88 to the inside. Last race at Bristol, he had mechanical issues, put him out of a top 10, top 5 spot. But now Stout in the inside, look at Sierra through the middle lane in the 25. Using the draft slingshot run he had, but can't take it to the lead. It takes him to 2nd though, as Stout led that lap in the 88. Just 11 laps to go in the Winston 500. Thompson is 3rd on the inside, but as we know, that 5 car now 100% doing really well in draft. When he's leading a lane, it's not because Kukulan comes on pit road right in front of this lead pack. You can see right there, Thompson forced in the middle by Jacob Boyd. Boyd saying, "You're not fast leading this lane. I can't help you out. I have to pass you now." Now Kukulan should be fast enough to get back up to speed with draft. The question is, when will he get back up to that speed? Looks like right now he's going decently in that 17. As Sierra jumps down Lawrence for 2nd. Lawrence will use the draft off of Stout to stay clear in 2nd position. Edwards from just getting into the pack, now back up. Look at the run he has in 4th place. He'll get some help from Sierra, who was looking for a push from the 97, but Edwards takes it to the inside 3 wide. Jordan Edwards he's not helping anyone today. He wants to win for himself. They've caught Kukulan, who should be just good to go once he's back in the draft. Look at Lawrence blocking Boyd back there, making sure Lawrence didn't get put to the outside. Edwards to the race lead in the 97. He'll get by teammate Kukulan to put him 1 lap in the rears. Mitchell Collins, our Daytona winner, Riley Spurley to the 28, Mitch Corbett the 66, Luke Rainey the 2. As more lap traffic is up the roads, 2 more cars for the race leaders. As for the lead comes Mitchell Collins and Jordan Edwards, back around to just 9 laps of racing to go in the Winston 500 at Talladega. It's getting go time for sure. Within the final 10 laps, you have to try and position yourself for lap traffic, anything like that. You can't be waiting and then get caught behind the 36 and the 9 as we're going to catch them again for the final time. Ryan Wilson possibly caught, maybe Matthew Burnett as well. But definitely the 9 and the 36 will play the biggest impact in the ending of this race. As they're 4 wide inside the top 5, Luke Rainey, the big run to the inside of the 2 car, takes it on Corbett, Collins, and Spurley too, and Luke Rainey now leads this race. Stewart to 2nd, Jericho to 3rd. Here they come onto the 36 and 9. Which lane goes, which lane doesn't. Luke Rainey wants to go to the bottom. Hunter blocks it off. Now Luke will go all the way to the bottom, 3 wide on the lap cars, and Luke is through. Look at Spurge with the run he has on the outside. Edwards to run on the way outside, but not the place to be. The only place to be the inside lane. Jericho is through. Strickland is through. Reed is through. And now the middle and outside held up. Hunter, if in his best interest right here, would be to move up. Give Stanworth that lane. Stanworth's going to shove to the inside anyway. Bridget shoves outside of Ruiz, trying to make that work, but can't. And now they have a run onto Luke Rainey, 3 wide down the backstretch. All these cars trying to find a way through. 36-9 are on the outside. Look at Collins. He might get caught in the 12. He has to get in behind Tyler Jet Motorsports. Enters Walker Davis. Sierra's going to get down. Edwards again caught behind traffic. Riley Spurgeon again caught behind traffic. Bridges made towards Stout, and Jacob Boyd also back here. Oh, look at Ruiz moved down. Why'd he move down? Oh, he's going to block Edwards, and that might be the 28 and the 97 chance. We saw Edwards do a really good job last time orchestrating in a launch back up towards the front, but this time, yeah, I don't know. For the 28 and the 97, even the 21 and the 88 run, thin ice right now, but the 97 28 definitely now probably out of this. Go back with the pack split again, but now it's Lathan Strickland leading. They're going to catch Ryan Wilson this time up the end of the backstretch. Jericho's going to go all the way to the outside up against the wall. They'll split him 4 wide as Agita went to the inside. They'll now be 4 wide for the race leaders. Luke Rainey steps out in the 2 car. Look at Jericho, cut the momentum up, actually cleared the 33, but couldn't clear the 77, the 2 to the inside. Luke Rainey will go to the lead as Ryan Wilson now holding up some cars behind. Rando on the outside, Williams on the outside, Corbett, Sierra, and Thompson. They exceed Boyd and Stout. They're going to get double foul. Why'd they do that? I was thinking this was their opportunity. Cars are getting so up in front, they could get into some draft. If they stayed single file, that would have worked the best. They're going to stay in some draft, I think. But it's going to be a lot harder now. Ryan Wilson did a pretty good job letting a lot of drivers go. Didn't really hold up many drivers too much. You have 6 laps to go. Before Edwards and Sprinter were out of it, as we have more lap cars up the road for the leaders. Kukulans, remember, a lap car, 1 lap down currently. Strickland, his only win in his career. Fontana, earlier in the season, just the 2nd race of the season. He won it. Now he's leading in the Winston 500, coming back to 5 to go. But Matthew Burnett might be 1 final lap car for these drivers to deal with. Maybe some others, but who knows. Hagita for the lead. Zidell with him. Colin Teague with them. As Hagita will lead with 5 laps to go at Talladega. There they are to Matthew Burnett. They'll be 4 wide around the 16. A really good job the front view did, but now the middle lane held up. Kugel on the lap car, Stanworth Jr., Hernandez, Luke Rainey. A lot of cars in the outside lane. Burnett be in his best interest to move up against the wall and just leave it out there. You see all these drivers trying to get down to some draft here. Look at them all fanning out here. Kugel on to the outside of Burnett. It's an interesting scenario to be in, but as long as you get around, you're fine with it. Kukulon is by. Remember, he's a lap car. Luke Rainey, Jericho, and Chung are the big ones to watch out for here. They might be the ones to lose the draft. Yeah, that would be unfortunate. Luke, Jericho, and Chung, all 3 had really good cars. And see, Jericho's going to try and shoot to the middle here. Has Lord Chung with them. Where can Luke Rainey and the 2 go is the big question now. Luke has to desperately get down right behind this 23 and the 18. To have just 1 shot as Anderson Reed now leads this race. It's going to be very, very difficult to get up there from this way back to the front, but it's Talladega, 3.5 laps to go. It is possible. We've not seen all we can see quite yet, as now Logan Williams leads 3 wide to the inside, Nathan Baird. How about looking 4 wide, Hagita, the 60. Shoots the inside to block off the 77. Walker Davis, Caden Lynn. Kukula, remember the 17, a lap car, not in the running for this race win. Luke Rainey losing touch of the draft and might be out of it in the 2 car because of the lap traffic. A very tough break there for that Penske Racing Ford. Hagita leads with 3 laps to go. Davis, Lynn are second and third on the inside. Davis will step out for Talladega Motorsports. To the inside he goes. And Davis flies by like the 77 is standing still. Walker Davis now leads the Winston 500. But Caden Lynn for Team Stab go right up to the inside. There goes Lynn, there goes Zidell, Stout and Hernandez all driving down to the apron to protect off any runs these drivers have from behind. Back around to 2 laps to go this time by at Talladega. Next lap cars are in the tri-oval. I don't think we're going to be catching them by the end of this race. I think we're lap car free to the end from here. Zidell for the lead on Caden Lynn. Luke Rennie's back in it in the 2 car at the back of the field. I don't know if he's having enough time, but can get some better finishes as Zidell leads now. Stout behind him. 2 laps to go. There goes Stout. Hernandez going with them. Decker DeLello is there. Jimmy Sierra Jr. is there. 2 drivers that have won this season. Sierra and Jericho are there. The only 2 winners on the inside right now, Sierra and Jericho. All these other drivers have not won. Look, Hernandez blocking off DeLello, who might look to the middle right here. Stanworth gets forced in the middle by Brett Sierra and Chris Jericho. DeLello to the middle, the 1 and the 88. Hernandez trying to use help from the 25 and the 18. How about Lawrence? How about Chung? How about Luke Rainey? We mentioned he might be too far back. Well, here he is now, right in the thick of it, comes to the white flag. Sierra jumps out Hernandez. He wants to win this race. Jericho wants to win this race. They'll stay in line for now. Sierra's going to take the white flag with the race lead. One more time around Talladega. Jericho's going to step out to the inside for the lead. How about all these drivers that have not won? Lawrence, Chung, Luke Rainey, Colin Teague. Which of them gets it? Off turn 2. Jericho looking for his 2nd win. The drivers might have never won in the Winston Cup Series. Nolan Lawrence for Oscar Motorsports looking on Jericho. Chung for Bill Davis Racing blocks off Luke Rainey. Down the back stretch of the race. Luke's going to take it 3 right here. He was out of the draft a few laps ago. He's in it to win it now into turns 3 and 4. He needs a big slingshot run off 4 through the tri-oval. Remember the start-finish line long past the tri-oval here at Talladega. He still has a chance to get it, but Teague's going to abandon him. Luke has no choice but to try and push the 18 clear to get himself clear. But it is Chris Jericho protecting the inside now as they race into the tri-oval. No contest. Jericho wins at Talladega. How about that? We had mentioned how today might be the opportunity for someone new to win here at Talladega. But in the end, it was Jericho getting it done for Joe Gibbs Racing. His 2nd win of the season. Chris Jericho gets it done, and he can maybe thank all the people in 3rd place on that last lap. You think about Lawrence, had a run off turn 2, but got abandoned by Laura Chung. You think about Luke Rennie, had the run off turn 4, but got abandoned by Colin Teague. Teague had a shot at the end, but was about half a car length short. And Chris Jericho comes up with the crown, winning the Winston 500 at Talladega. Once again, that championship may be long gone for Jericho. However, he can definitely try and end the season on a high note. His 2nd win on the season is a good way to try and use that momentum well to end out this season. Just 6 races left in the 2000 season. Well, let's go look at the finish results here from Talladega. Chris Jericho obviously ends out on top of the 18, winning over Colin Teague in the 6, who ends up in 2nd today from pole position. Oh, so close to getting it done. 3rd place, what a good day for PPI Motorsports, Noah Clifton. A really, really good run. If there was maybe one more lap, he had a shot at it. Luke Rainey, I thought, was in the best position to win this race coming off turn 4. But unfortunately, he got left by Colin Teague, and Luke got himself for a 4th place finish. Still really, really good, considering where he was with, what was it, about 3 laps to go out of the draft. Didn't have a shot at it. Well, got back in the draft and got done. And Jacob Boyd, good run in the top 5 for that Wood Brothers team. Laura Chung had a shot at the end. She ends up in 6th. Jay Reno, her teammate, ends up right in 7th. Hernandez back-to-back top 10s. Third at Bristol, 8th place here. Nathan Baird, good run for Joe Bessie Racing in 9th. And Mitch Collins puts both Penske cars inside the top 10 today at Talladega. Jamie Stammer Jr. and Nolan Lawrence, good days, 11th and 12th for Lawrence. Has to be heartbreaking, though, considering he was 2nd coming off turn 2 on the last lap and had a shot to make the move, but just got left out to dry by Laura Chung, and Lawrence has settled for 12th place. Reed ends up in 13th. Davis in 14th. Brett Sierra 15th. How about Logan Williams, Zachary DeLello, Nathan Strickland, Jordan Stout, and Hagita rounding out the top 20. Really good days for a lot of the smaller teams here at Talladega. Hendrick Motorsports did not have a good day. Their best car finished obviously 15th. Brett Sierra, Zydell and Thompson 21st and 22nd. Obviously Thompson's damage affected him more than what we were expecting after seeing the minimal damage. Well, it did affect it just a bit. Thompson, third to last car in the draft, only beating out Caden Lynn and Mitch Corbett in the draft. Cars that fell out of the draft, unfortunately, Jordan Edwards, Riley Spurtube, Luca Iger as well, are all cars that had a shot if they were in the draft, but unfortunately that cars took them out. And the cars that were damaged, Haas, Mills, Wells, Yepes, along with Kukulon, Matthew Burnett, Ryan Wilson, Eli Bright, and Baby Ruiz. And we actually had a few issues towards the end of this race. Trey Bardo finished 37th, actually lost a spot or two because he had a tire issue in the 3 car, and Evan Hunter had a camshaft issue in the 36, so 2 lap cars towards the end of the race had issues that took them out of the race. Brandon Beal, along with Keyshawn Richardson, Roger Ray, and Conrad Evans, all out for the big crash on lap number 6 here in the Winston 500 at Talladega. Well, the points battle is definitely going to be just as interesting as it was entering this race, as Keegan Thompson notches off a 22nd place finish. Trey Bardo 37th, and now entering the final 6 races of the season, it is another flip-flop in the points, and now Thompson back out on top of Trey Bardo, and they have some nice room from 3rd on back because Evans' bad day. Sierra and Zydell didn't really perform well either. Mathis Wells obviously damaged. Chris Jericho really the only car inside the top 7 in points that performed well today. So we'll have to see how it all works out in the next 6 races between Thompson and Bardo. Next race out, one of the great traditions of the NASCAR Winston Cup Series as we go racing at the Darlington Raceway in South Carolina for the Southern 500 on Labor Day weekend. We always love this race, and this one going to be just as good as all the ones in the past at the Darlington Raceway. We'll see which of the championship frontrunners will put themselves as the best in Darlington. Congratulations once again to Chris Jericho on the 18 team on winning the Winston 500 at Talladega. Tune in next week for the Southern 500 at Darlington.